on South Florida. Welcome back, everybody. So rapper YNW Melly is 7 weeks out from his retrial in South Florida, and his defense team believes that that time should be spent out on bond. A motion appeared Wednesday in the Broward County court docket asking for an Arthur hearing for the first time since Melly's been in custody. The South Florida rapper, whose real name is Jamel Demons, is accused of killing two of his close friends, Anthony Williams and Christopher Thomas, back in 2018. Prosecutors believe that Melly, along with his co-defendant Cortland Henry, shot the two men while the group was in a Jeep and then staged the alleged gang-related murders to look like a drive-by shooting. Melly's defense team argues that their client had no reason to kill his close friends, and there's insufficient evidence to prove it. Melly faced the death penalty in his first double murder trial held in June and July, but the 12-panel jury couldn't reach a unanimous verdict, and it ended in a mistrial. Prosecutors are set to retry Melly again in October. In the meantime, his defense team argues that Melly's been in jail for over 4 years, and he's entitled to bond for several reasons. One of those being that prosecutors couldn't prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt the first time around, and his co-defendant Cortland Henry has been out on bond despite facing the same charges. The only difference, of course, is that Melly faces the death penalty while Henry does not. The bond hearing is set for Friday. So, Brian, why do a bond hearing now after the trial? I feel like there's an advantage there, right?
Yeah, so you can actually ask for a change of bond at any time in someone's criminal case, but you typically have to wait for what's called a change of circumstances. And this, I think, does create a change of circumstances where they say, hey, judge, regardless of whether it was 1-11 or 11-1 to acquit, they could not get all 12. And at least in his mind, the charges are a little bit weaker and he has more aspirations of fighting this case. Let him be out while he fights it. However, on the flip side, the prosecution, they were quick to say, let's do this trial right away. That somewhat negates that because they say, hey, our trial's about to start right now. He's not going to be languishing in jail for months and months on end until the next trial. So it's a bit of a balancing act there.
So Brian's right. In Melly's mind, and maybe in a lot of legal analysts' mind, the case looks a lot weaker than it did when it started. Having said that, does it look weaker in the mind of the court? Because he's still tried, he's still facing the charges of double murder, where the judge might say, okay, now you be out, because that didn't change. He's still charged with the double murder here.
Well, not only is he still charged with the double murder, he's also has the death penalty that he's facing.
That's true.
So I think the judge is going to look at this as a very serious case, and I think Judge Murphy is going to think very carefully about what is happening with Cortland Henry. Remember, he is also trying that case. So that case is going to have to be, I think, postponed because he can't do